In this video, Parkside Performance 12-volt cordless jigsaw and a new 12-volt random orbital sander. Let me first point out that I don't do woodworking, and this is going to be my first time attempting that. If you want to have a look at the other new 12-volt Parkside Performance tool, have a look at this video. And of course, if you enjoy the content, I would appreciate it very much if you drop this video a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's have a look at what's in this box. Now, bear in mind that there should be 2 blades included, no battery or a charger. And this is how this arrived. No blades included, but I guess they were busy and sort of forgot. So I did have to go out and buy myself some blades. €5 on top of the cost of this. Unfortunately, some membrane buttons on this. I'm not really a fan of those. Dust extraction with an inbuilt filter, or connected to a vacuum, I suppose. Again, doesn't come with any sanding paper included, so I had to go out and get the new Parkside Performance sanding paper. Hopefully, it's for the right type of sander. At least you do get loads of sheets. That should be plenty enough. In terms of ergonomics, it feels really nice. However, I've not used one of these before, so this is going to be a test both for me and it. Let's see how much noise these make. I do appreciate the quick stop. However, this is noisy. But I suppose that's to be expected. Let's give you an idea of how much these weigh. This is below 1 kilo. With the blade and 2.5 amp battery, comes in at 1.5 kilos. Compare that against the 20-volt version with a 4 amp performance battery, which comes in at nearly 500 grams heavier. That said, apart from the battery platform and weight, there are a couple of other differences between these two models. So on the 12-volt, for instance, you have unlock and power buttons on the left and on the right as well, for both left and right-handed operation, which is rather nice. You can easily insert your blade because of this inbuilt system here, which you can't do on the 20-volt. You have to struggle with this. Lift it up and then do this and insert it like that. And the buttons on the 20-volt version are just on one side, because on the other side you get this lever here, which you can use in order to tilt the jigsaw, hence to cut at an angle. On the 12-volt version, it doesn't seem like you get that option. This here is just an Allen key for you to reach into these Allen-headed bolts in there. If you remove them, you just remove the base. You can't really cut at an angle. 12-volt made by Grizzly Tools, and the 20-volt, same thing. This is my third 20-volt jigsaw because the other two lasted about 1 cut each, and then the electronics inside got fried. So hopefully the 12-volt version is a lot better in that regard. Now, I can try and do some meaningless tests all day long. However, as this is my first time woodworking and these tools are meant for DIYers like me, I suppose the best thing we can try and do is build some furniture out of some pallet wood. It has to be said that I've never even attempted this, but I guess...
How hard can it be?
So far I can say that this is, well, for someone who's not used one of these before, I can say it's a fantastic tool. And I think anyone who's not used one of these before is going to be really happy with it. However, it really depends on the board you're trying to sand. If it's got imperfections in it, it's going to cost you a lot of time to get rid of those. However, if it's a smooth surface, I'm sure this will do a very, very nice job, if not excellent, for the price. After sanding, let's say 2 boards on this palette, we are down a bar. However, if you use the 5 amp battery, this will last even longer. In terms of performance, no actual gain. However, in terms of longevity of the battery life, of course, twice that. This is a very odd piece of wood, probably the worst they could get in order to stick it on this and then transport some goods. And I think this is full of pesticides, so I wouldn't really build furniture out of this and then bring it into my house. However, I can do something for this video and then leave it out in the garden. Now that we've got our 4 boards that we need for our mini coffee table, let's cut them out of the pallet. So the tool did stop a couple of times during those cuts. However, it was through no fault of the tool, rather my own fault, because I kept going into the edges and I tried to cut through something that's double the thickness of this, which isn't really what a jigsaw like this should do anyway. However, in speed 3, when I was cutting just through these, it actually felt unstoppable. I felt that I was holding it back, trying to steady it. It really wanted to go forward and cut through everything, and that was on speed 3. Impressive for a 12-volt tool. So far so good with both of these. Again, I am no woodworker, so you're seeing me video my first attempt at questionable pallet furniture. Now let's cut out a couple of legs for the table. Hard to say, however, I think I may have made the worst table ever. And it does turn out that woodworking is a bit harder than initially expected. However, using my new wonky table, I can tell you this much. These two are far better at woodworking, and I tell you, a million light years away from what I am capable of doing. I did manage to build a table after all, so these are not hovering in the air. I'm ashamed that I'm so bad at woodworking because I really want to do these two justice, because, as I said, they are far better, far better than what I could ever do with them. And I think for the prices that they are, if you're into woodworking and that sort of stuff, you'll be really happy with them. Just make sure to get some blades for this and some sandpaper for this, because turns out they don't come with accessories. But in any case, the accessories from Parkside are not that good anyway. And please feel free to let me know how much you hate my table in the comments below.
Well, what about the table now? I think I fixed it.
That was indeed everything that was wrong with it. Now it's a proper coffee table.